Hey everyone, my name is Bilaal. It's a great honor to be here. I actually just flew in from school pretty late last night, and I was pretty busy, I think about 45 minutes ago, sending a piece to one of my professors. So I'm still very much in school. I'm a current junior. I'm studying product design at Stanford. I'll tell you a little bit about myself, making change. I guess the path that I set off on pretty early on was one of philanthropy that was pretty different, pretty abnormal from a lot of the interest that a lot of my friends had. When I was 8 years old, I remember I was flipping through, trying to find the comic section of the newspaper. I really liked Dilbert. And I ended up coming across this full-page ad from UNICEF talking about a hurricane that had happened in Haiti. And at the bottom, they had all these little lists of different monetary values that could contribute specific things to the children of hurricane-devastated Haiti, and I think $5 was like a set of pencils or a set of stationery, $10 was a soccer ball, $25 was like a school-in-the-box kit, and so on and so forth. And I looked at my parents and I said, what can I do? And they said, well, you have a weekly allowance. I mean, you can donate that, and I think it was $10 at the time, and I wanted to do a little more than donate a soccer ball. And so I took up the allowance that I'd had up until that point, and my dad ran this business at the time selling cookie boxes to schools, so snacks to schools. And so I bought a couple cookie boxes, and I went to school the next day and ended up selling them for a profit. And I took those profits and I bought more and more. And some of my classmates got involved, and we ended up selling them at school during recess for a couple of weeks, and then local news got involved. We ended up selling them door to door. We ended up selling them downtown, not too far from here. And we ended up raising close to $5,000. And it was $5,000 to us was this incredibly large amount of money, and we had it all in $5 bills, and we brought them all in plastic bags to the UNICEF office not too far from here, and kind of just plopped it on the receptionist's desk, and she looks at us like, what do I do with this? It was an insane amount of cash, and that kind of set off this incredible journey, and from there, me and my friends that were involved in that endeavor created this organization that I guess I was the founder of, called Making Change, and to date we've raised close to $5 million for various different causes, including HIV and AIDS research. In 2004, we partnered with UNICEF to release the Canada Kids Earthquake Challenge, which raised a couple of $1 million for the victims of that terrible event. And it's just been this incredible journey that I think has led to where I am now. And that was, I think, a big part of my application process, identifying for me something that I really identified with, something that I was incredibly passionate about, that set me apart from, I guess, a lot of my counterparts that I was applying to these schools with. The reason that I really wanted to go to the States, though, was the fact that despite that I had this one major passion, this one thing that I really wanted to do, that I was very much involved in, philanthropy, I wanted a career as well. I wanted to be able to do this at the same time that I had a career in some other field, something I was super passionate about, and I had no idea what else that was. And I looked at a lot of schools in the area, and I thought to myself, I don't know if I want to choose a program immediately. And that's what it felt like. It felt like I was almost pigeonholed into choosing something I wanted to do right now. And to tell you how indecisive I really am, I actually declared my major 2 months ago. I'm in my third year at Stanford, and I declared 2 months ago. And like so many kids my age, I have no idea what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go in life at the time, specifically in terms of career. I'm a product design major. I went into school thinking that I was going to be an international relations major. I was pretty set on it. I was like, this is relatively close to my philanthropic endeavors. I'm going to be an international relations major. But before I choose that, let me take a couple of quarters, most of the year, to figure out if there's anything else I'm missing, if there's anything else out there that I might be interested in. So I took some bio classes. I took some earth sciences classes my first quarter. It was interesting, but it wasn't for me. I took some econ classes in my second quarter there. And we run on this quarter system. It's like a trimester system. We go September to December, January to April, and then April to late June. It's pretty long for college, but I have a great time. I love school at the end of the day. And so I took econ, and I thought it was intriguing, but again, wasn't for me. And so I took finally I took international relations in my third quarter. I'm like, all right, I'm about to sit in class for the first time. I'm about to really enjoy what I'm learning, and I sit down, I start taking notes, and I absolutely despise it. And it was just not at all what I wanted to do. And so I continued to search. So I tried my hand at some mechanical engineering courses, which was really cool, but I kind of wanted to be involved in dealing with people on a day-to-day basis. And so I chose product design, which is kind of this amalgamation of mechanical engineering, but also human-based design values. And it's a little bit artsy and it's a little bit technical, and it's something that I'm really enjoying right now, but that was what I really loved about the school that I'm at. The fact that I had this opportunity to explore this breadth of curriculum in all these different industries and fields, and finally, with the help of my academic advisors at school, come to a decision that was right for me. I didn't want to come to that decision too early, and I feel like I came to it possibly a little too late. Apparently, if I didn't choose it last quarter, I wasn't able to enroll next year, so I chose at just the right time. And that's what really mattered to me, the fact that I could choose and be very sure and confident in what I was choosing, what I was doing was right. I think that's also a big part of the reason that I took a gap year, the fact that I wanted to explore and travel and take time and not rush into my decisions. A lot of my friends right now have switched like a bunch of majors between a bunch of different schools, and I think that I'm fortunate enough to be able to say that I've made the decision that was right for me. In terms of applying to U.S. schools, in working with my guidance counselor, Mrs. Johnson at the time, she tells me to call her Kirsten now, and it doesn't feel right. Mrs. Johnson, she will always be Mrs. Johnson to me. But in working with her and prep skills and figuring out where I wanted to go, what I thought was important is finding at least one thing that you're super passionate about, super involved in, and care a ton about that can really reflect in your resume and the things that you do. I mean, outside of, as you mentioned, academic excellence and involvement in the classroom, making sure that you are a well-rounded student, that you're not like a one-trick pony kind of thing. And I was involved in student leadership, I was involved in the drama department, I skied and played tennis. Because of that's part of who I was, I had a bunch of different interests. At the end of the day, I think as long as you have one major interest, as long as you have one really big thing that you're very passionate about, but can also communicate that you're not just single-faced, you have like many different dimensions. I think that's incredibly important to my application. I can't speak to necessarily all the admissions officers who are here, who also look for very different things in their programs, but in my experience, that's what I felt was really important. At my school, I've had incredible opportunities. I've loved, in my freshman year, the programming that was dedicated to us, how specialized we had RAs and RFs, resident assistants and whatnot, faculty advisors and staff who lived with us to help us out. It's a very play hard, work hard environment. I live with people who are incredible students and incredible athletes and still like to have a ton of fun. And when I go to one of the schools that I feel like really is able to do that, and being able to learn and improve in an environment where I feel like I am challenged daily by my friends, by my classmates is super important to me. Outside of that, I mean, I hope you approach me. I'll be sitting at table 3 if you ever want to talk. I'm really looking forward to speaking to all of you about whatever may be of interest to you, why I went to the US, what else more you could learn about from my application process. Thanks so much for listening. Hope to speak to you soon.